Welcome everyone to round 6 of the 2017 SRL League F1 Championship. We are at Circuit de Catalunya in Spain, and it is raining. This should make for a very interesting race. Looks like Banana Trolls has just left the pits on an out lap. A. Croft is rolling out as we speak. Looks like both McLarens are heading out on the track. This is going to be short qualifying for this race. And a lot of track action. Everybody on an out lap now. Going to be interesting to see who uses full wets and who uses intermediates. We'll run down the grid real quick. Francis McGinn in the McLaren. And then you have Alexito Benet or Benarichetti, who had an amazing race last time out. We'll get more into that later. Sandro in the factory Ferrari, Dion Stahl, VY Gaming in the Haas, Widowmaker, one of my personal crowd favorites, Mr. Jan Holm. KB Killer Zone is Keelan Brady, your championship points leader. He has got 3 wins this year, plus a 3rd place at last week's race in Australia. Fasconi, which is Andrew Heff. And then we have a couple other guys I'm not too familiar yet with. Jess Berger, Colin Higgins. This is going to be his 2nd race, and he's hoping for a much better outing than last time. He had a massive accident at Australia, ended up on his side. Banana Trolls. And then we have Kamikaze, who had an unbelievable race last week with Francis McGinn as the Red Bull and McLaren battled it all the way down to the last corner. We have Gamer Freak, he's new to the crowd, A. Croft, and Crocodile, I believe that is a Mr. Cameron Weston Edwards. And we are on board now with Francis McGinn on his fast lap. Heading down into turn 1. Looks like he's on the full wets, not the intermediates. Looks like there's way too much rain to even attempt an intermediate. Whether or not this rain lets up, and perhaps we get into a transition phase where the track starts to dry off, is yet to be seen. Again, looking for a grip on the outside of that groove there. So far, though, very smooth around this track here. Catalunya, Spain. Tough spot there. Oh, and there's just the visibility around here is going to be dreadful. The start of this race should be an eventful one. I will try to keep up with it as best I can. And, oh, little slide out there, that corner there. And it looks like Banana Troll sets the first time with a 136, 146. That may be the newcomer, Sem Elvin. He is replacing Rob Sawyer in the factory Renault team. I'll have to try to get confirmation on that later. And KB with a 133.776. And Francis McGinn right behind him with a 134. So the McLarens are atop the charts, 1 and 2. A. Croft and Widowmaker set times of 142 and 146 respectively. I'm sure they'll try again. Gamer Freak comes in with a 135. Hard to see who's out where. Benarichetti, he had an eventful race last week or last time out, I should say, 2 weeks ago in Australia. Unfortunately, he lost connection partway through the race. Ended up down at the bottom of the order. He was in hot pursuit there for a while, but his teammate, Kamikaze, ran an unbelievable race. We'll get into more of that later. So we take a look at Benarichetti trying to set his fastest time. Oh, big slide coming out of that corner. It's so wet. The visibility is terrible. And Higgins has left the session. Benarichetti's way off track, and he's going to have to abort this lap. Take a look at Dion stalled in one of the factory Ferraris. Sandro in the other factory Ferrari has set the 6th fastest time so far. Dion is out on his out lap. See what he can do. And while we've got some time, we had some news come in last night pertaining to Haas driver and SRL League co-founder Samuel Brandt, also SRL Sam. He has elected to retire from F1 and look into, big slide by Dion, and he is off course and just touches the wall. So he's going to get that going again. Looks like he was getting a little antsy for that to get going here. Higgins has rejoined the session. We'll see if he can get back in and set a time, and Dion is going to see if he gets on a fast lap or if he heads into the pits. Oh, another big slide coming out of there. Oh, and he's clipped the wall and damaged the front wing. And this is not how Dion wanted his qualifying session to go. Right now he is stuck in the grass, swings it around, and he will get going once again and have to come back around and try again. So Dion's weekend is not off to a very good start. Killian Brady is back out on another out lap. Jess Berger now has set the 2nd fastest time. Quickly, we'll get back to the news on Samuel Brandt. He had a press release yesterday stating, after some thinking, I've come to the conclusion that I'm going to retire from F1. It has been a great experience racing in F1 and almost having a shot at the title in Season 1. I'm not done with racing in SRL, but instead of F1, I'm looking to race in the upcoming GT Sport Championship, referring to Gran Turismo, of course. He is the co-founder of SRL, and he will be a part of the governing body for the SRL League for the remainder of the season for sure. But Brandt finishes out his career with 17 podiums, 2 wins. He's had 2 poles and 3 fastest laps. And we certainly wish him the best of luck on his next endeavor. We get back to the action with Killian Brady on board. As you see, he had a little bit of an off-track excursion there. And he is way off track this time, and that is going to be an aborted lap. And he is going to head back into the pits. Jess Berger is in the pits. He has the 2nd fastest time. Francis McGinn, he's back out on track. He's on an out lap. See if he can have better luck in his McLaren than Killian Brady did just a few moments ago. 3 minutes left in this session. Dion Stahl has yet to set a time. Colin Higgins has yet to set a time. And Edwards is on an out lap. He has yet to set a time as well. Let's check out and see where Edwards is. And he is very slow in his Sauber. Not sure if he's trying to give himself some running room or if he has an issue with the vehicle. And he has stopped on the grid. Possibly having some issues with the steering wheel. And looks like he's back up and running. See if he starts this as a hot lap or not, going down to the front stretch. Hard on the brakes into turn 1. Got a yellow in sector 2. And just a quick note, Kamikaze in the Red Bull has set the fastest time with a 1:33.735, giving him the provisional pole position. There seems to be the caution on sector 2, car off to the side. So it looks like we might have ourselves a championship fight now after last week. Kamikaze closed the gap down to Killian Brady after Kamikaze took the win in remarkable fashion, and he just set a new fastest lap with a 1:33.205. He's half a second faster than Killian Brady in the McLaren. We ride on board with the Crocodile, Edwards himself, in his Sauber Ferrari. See what kind of time he can put in. So far, his lap has been fairly smooth. No big issues, no offs. A little bit of a slide there. A lot of curb on that one. That's going to... Oh, he's got a big slide. He caught too much curb going through that corner. Almost lost the back end. Hung on to it, though. Tricky part down here with this little chicane. There'll be a quick left-right exchange. You see Killian Brady ahead. See what kind of time Edwards can put up as he comes across the line. And Edwards jumps to 6th. Good run. It looks like Dion Stahl has finished this session 14th. Looks like he may have been the one that was off to the side. But as it stands, Kamikaze is your pole sitter. 1:33.205, unbelievable run. I'm sorry we didn't get to catch that lap. Killian Brady will be starting second. Yesberger, who is essentially replacing SRL Sam in the Haas Ferrari. Good run to third. Sandro in the factory Ferrari coming in 4th. He had a great run to 4th place last week at Melbourne. That was definitely one of his better tracks. Francis McGinn rolling in 5th. We saw Edwards put up the 6th fastest time. A. Croft, the Toro Rosso, currently 7th position is where he'll be starting. Gamer Freak. He is in the factory Mercedes, which we have not seen a lot of Mercedes this year. Pedro Mesquita, I believe, was supposed to be the factory driver, and he elected to step back. So this should be newcomer Rene van der Stapp. And just to clarify, Jesper Lepinen, and I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, is in the Haas to take over for SRL Sam. So there's your starting grid. We've left off at Gamer Freak, which was Van der Stapp, and then we have Colin Higgins in 9th. Jan Holm, the Widowmaker in the Sauber, Fast Cody 11th. Ben Ricchetti down in 12th. And Banana Trolls rounded out 13th. See if the weather has improved for the race or not. So last week's race at Melbourne was definitely an interesting one. It looks like the conditions have definitely improved for the race. Looks like we've got sunny skies, dry weather, and we should be in for another very, very interesting race. And looks like the drivers are off on the reconnaissance lap. course, I am getting interval times, but no lap counter. So they're going to go around, put some heat into the tires, get ready for this session. See, down at the bottom, some drivers are not participating. These disqualifieds are just guys that are still sitting at the grid. The other guys are out getting some heat in the tires, heat in the brakes. You see Kamikaze there putting some heat in the tires. Sandro out there trying to get some heat in his. Killian Brady looking to have try and retain that championship points lead. He's 4 for 4 this year. He's been in 4 races and has gotten a podium every single time. 3 wins and a 3rd place. A little bit of a lock up there. Oh yeah, put some heat into those tires. That's how you do a burnout in an F1 car. Very nice. And we are getting ready to line up. Alright, gonna reset the grid here. Drivers are ready. Lights out. Time to run what you brung. Let's see what you guys got. Kamikaze gets a good start, trying to hold off Killian Brady. Sandro on the outside, started 3rd. Looks like he might lose a position heading into turn 1. Oh, and a dive bomb by one of the Saubers there in the back. And around he goes. I'm not sure who that was, but it's caused a massive accident. The Renault makes it through. Sandro made it through. Dion caught up in it. Hard to tell who that was. It was definitely one of the Saubers. I'm not sure if it was Widowmaker. I don't think it was, since he's currently running in 6th. And the staff is all the way back. In 14th, he was definitely caught up in the collision. And it looks like it may have been... Oh, and there's another Sauber off. Oh, and around he goes. It's Mr. Holmes. Definitely having some issues trying to get that car back up and running. He was running 6th, lost the back end. And an eventful first lap here. Hard to keep up with everything that's going on. So Widowmaker has dropped to the bottom of the order. And it looks like he's having some traction issues. The back out front, we have Kamikaze in the Red Bull being closely followed by Killian Brady in the factory McLaren. And this is not only your battle for the lead, but this is ultimately going to be your battle for the championship. Kamikaze had an eventful race last time out. He was running 1st at Melbourne. He had set the fastest time, and then he had lost connection while he was running 1st. At that point, the Ghost car took over. The AI was running the laps for him, but he was losing time each and every lap. He had fallen back to 4th. He miraculously regained the session and rejoined, got back the car, and fought all the way to the end. The win came down to the very last lap, the very last corner, as he took the win from Francis McGinn. And it was an unbelievable race. Unfortunately, Widowmaker is out. Mr. Jan Holmes, he is done for the day. And we are following this battle here. Kamikaze out in front, trying to pull a little bit on Killian Brady. Brady's in the dirty air. Kamikaze sets the fastest lap at a 1:22.357. Without working lap 3 of 33. The DRS should be available soon, and looks like that's why Kamikaze is pushing so hard to try and open that gap up over a second. Otherwise, Brady's going to have the advantage. Brady taking a much tighter line through that corner. Notice that the last couple laps. About 0.6 of a difference there. Looks like we've got a caution in sector 2. Oh, and they're both off wide there on that one. Take a look real quick. Looks like it might have been Fasconi. Looks like he may have had an off. Lost some time, lost some spots. Go back to the battle up front. And unfortunately, it looks like Killian Brady, we missed the pass for the lead. Looks like he put a move on Kamikaze and has now stretched that lead out to almost 2 seconds. So whatever move he made must have been a great one. Apologize for missing that. We'll see if Kamikaze can make up that gap. But if you take a look back, you can see Francis McGinn is now starting to close the gap onto Kamikaze. And these two, no love lost there. These two had an unbelievable battle last race in Melbourne. As I said, Kamikaze lost connection, fought back all the way to the end. The very last quarter, the very last lap, McGinn's tires just didn't have enough in them to hold him off. By the time Kamikaze came back, rejoined the session, he was in 4th place, managed to take over second or third, and then into second. He was 14 seconds behind with about 14 laps left and gained a second a lap all the way to that very end. We're right on board with McGinn in hot pursuit of Kamikaze. And Killian Brady is now growing that gap. When we got back to his feed, the lead was up to 1.9. Unfortunately, we missed the pass. And it is now up to 2.2. However, it's only a half second back to McGinn. He's in DRS range of Kamikaze. Mr. Bart Codelda. Unfortunately, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, because ain't none of y'all from around here, that's for sure. McGinn has closed the gap down to 0.4 of a second. Now the DRS around here, there's only a couple spots for DRS, neither one of them. The front stretch is obviously going to be the longest. You've got another DRS range coming out of the top of the hill at turn 7, I believe. But it's not a very long one. Minimal effect there. And you see the DRS open there on the McLaren. And slowly sneaking into the picture is Sandro in the factory Ferrari. Started 3rd, lost the position. But he is slowly sneaking back into the picture. He's about 2.5 seconds behind Francis McGinn, as McGinn and Kamikaze continue to battle for 2nd place. You go a little bit further back, and you've got a 3-way battle of Benerichetti and Croft in the Scuderia Toro Rosso. Behind him is VY Gaming in the Haas. Actually, if you go one more back from him, you've got Colin Higgins in 9th. So basically, you've got a 4-way battle here almost for 6th place. Oh, and there's a guy off! It was Benerichetti. What happened to Benerichetti coming out of that corner? Oh, and the car is destroyed. Unbelievable. We were just talking about the 4-way battle, and he is off. And he is donezo for the day. Benerichetti out of this race. That's going to move Fasconi up. Take a look back at Higgins in the Scuderia Toro Rosso, and VY Gaming is, he dives down. Oh, and he loses it, just a little bit of a touch, it looks like. And that's going to open up the door for Higgins to try and close the gap. Higgins had he had a spectacular crash last time out. Definitely looking for a better result today. He's currently running 8th. Goes very wide coming out of the top of the hill. Looks like VY Gaming. That is Yannick, I believe his name is. Yannick Verpetten. He's looks like he's gathering it back up. He's trying to close the gap back down to Croft. So interesting battle back here between 6th, 7th, and 8th. Your leader is Killian Brady. He has a 3-second lead over the Red Bull of Kamikaze. 7/10 behind him is going to be Francis McGinn and the other McLaren. Sandro in the factory Ferrari running 4th. Banana Trolls, I believe that is Sam Elvin. He is running in 5th. And we've got a 3-second time penalty for Edwards, the Crocodile. He's running back in 10th. So we take a look here at this battle for 6th. Verpetten and Croft going back 4th. And Higgins slowly creeping into the picture, trying to keep pace with these two. Oh, a little bit of an off there as he drops the tires into the dirt. Take a look out back to Higgins. This is your closest battle on the track right now. Oh, and a big move. He tries to dive bomb him, goes in too deep, and Higgins seems to follow. Verpetten's going to give the spot back. But Higgins is allowed to close the gap, and now you can throw a blanket over these three. They're so close together. Oh, big curb hop there. We'll hop on board with VY. Oh, he runs a much tighter line, a little bit wide. A little bit of a push there at the end. Might have some wing damage after trying to make that dive bomb pass. He's got a run on him this time. Oh, look at that. Croft takes the more defensive line heading into turn 1. But Yannick is there. He's all over the back of the gearbox, the Toro Rosso. Much tighter line coming out of there. Couldn't make it work there. Oh, he's there. Big time run. Tries to make a move. And Yesberger has retired from the session. Not sure what happened to him as we continue to follow this. Oh, and Yesberger is off course. And he is done for the day, unfortunately, in the Mercedes. Oh! We come back to catch VY. Give me a little shoulder nudge there to Croft. So the battle for 6 is done for the moment. But I don't think Croft is too happy. Big curb hop, big curb hop. And now Croft and Higgins are going to be in the DRS range. It'll be Verpetten that has to take the more defensive line. Oh, Croft goes in deep. Oh, and Higgins goes out wide. Little bit of an off-track excursion there. That cost him some time. Croft trying to gain that spot back. As we continue to watch this battle, the intervals, nothing's remained unchanged, or nothing's unchanged at the top of the order. Killian Brady is still your leader. KM is running second, 4.3 seconds behind. The battle for second there with Francis McGinn, who is now second behind, and Kamikaze's into the pits. That's going to hand second place over to Francis McGinn. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We got a couple other guys in. Looks like Sandro's going to come in, swap out the tires of the Ferrari. Looks like Sam Elvin's coming in, swap out the tires of the Renault. Looked like a long stop. It's going to move VY up into 4th. So now things have shaken up a little bit. Killian Brady's still out in front. Now his teammate, Francis McGinn, 6.6 seconds behind in the second place position after Kamikaze came into pit. VY up to 4th, Croft up to 5th. Sandro's come in and done his tire stop. He's 6th. So currently, we're going to want to watch Sandro. He's on fresher tires, and he's going to be coming up on Croft. And it is yet to be determined as to when Croft will be coming in to swap out his tires. But he is easily caught up to this group for 4th. So unfortunately, VY, in the midst of everything that's going on, can't seem to escape a three-way battle for position. And now you've got Sandro coming in. He's got fresher tires. Croft has been out on these tires since the beginning. He's going to make Sandro go the long way around, and Sandro's going to pull that off easily. Beautiful pass from the outside in. And now he's in hot pursuit of the Haas Ferrari of VY Gaming. Sandro had a great race last time out. He had started in second position on the front row in Melbourne. Got into a calamity in turn 1 with Killian Brady. That dropped them both back way into the order. Managed to fight his way back. Had a great battle to take over the 4th position. Definitely one of his best outings of the year so far. And now he is working on the Haas here of VY. Should definitely easily be able to get by him. Much fresher tires. Factory Ferrari versus customer Ferrari. And Sandro is going to move his way. Oh no, crossover from Yannick. He couldn't make it stick though. And 3-second time penalty will be added to Yannick, possibly in regards to that crossover. So Sandro up to 4th now. Take a look back at VY, the time that he's lost. Croft, the Scuderia Toro Rosso, he'll be in hot pursuit of VY. These two have still yet to pit. Take a look all the way back. At Dion Stahl in the other Ferrari, and Vasconi just picked up a 3-second time penalty. That is Mr. Andrew F. And Higgins is going to get a time penalty. Looks like he's been in and out. He's out on the medium compound tire now. He's dropped to 11th. Van der Stapp in the factory Mercedes. Haven't seen much of Mercedes out on tracks this year in the SRL League. As we mentioned earlier, Van der Stapp is replacing Pedro Mesquita, who have not really participated a whole lot this year. Uh-oh, it looks like Sandro has retired from the session. And what has happened to him as he was running 4th? Not good. Crash in Sector 3. Looks like at the quick left-right exchange. Heading back out onto the front stretch. And that had such a good run going. He had such a good outing last time, and he is not going to finish this one out. Looks like he's got damage to the right front suspension. Not sure what happened there. Unfortunate turn of events for Sandro. So we've got a crash in Sector 3 that Sandro will take a look back in 3rd place. Kamikaze. He's been into the pits. He's made up a lot of time. He was 23 seconds behind when he came out of the pits to Francis McGinn. And now he's only 2.5 seconds behind. So the tires are starting to wear out on the McLarens. Be interesting to see how long Killian Brady holds on collectively, Killian Brady's about 11 seconds ahead of Kamikaze. You can see Kamikaze now closing in on Francis McGinn, 2.5 back. Should see him come around the bend. Go back a little further, and we're going to pick up the factory Renault of Banana Trolls, rolling in on Croft. Oh, and they make contact! Oh, harder to the wall. Be interesting to see if that does any suspension damage. It doesn't seem to slow him down as of yet. Croft came out of there. Looks like he might have lost the back end. Shoulders checks Banana Trolls into the wall. Doesn't look like it slowed Trolls down too much. That could have been disastrous. Trolls is back on it, wants to try and get by Croft. Oh, he goes in deep that time. Trolls is on the fresher medium compound tire, so he'll be able to go all the way to the end. I think that's probably his plan. Croft is on some worn out soft tires. Trolls should be able to make this pass heading down into the end of the DRS straight here. And he's on the inside, and he is going to go wheel to wheel, pushes him out wide. Tough overtake, but Banana Trolls takes over the 5th place position. Solid move there, and he's starting to close the gap to Yannick in the Haas. And Croft stays out one more lap. He's going to lose a lot of time to Banana Trolls, but he stays out. We'll check up with VY Gaming. Having a good solid run in the 4th position. And nothing has changed at the front. Killian Brady is still your leader. Francis McGinn in the other Honda is running in 2nd. We've got a 3-second time penalty for Dion Stahl, who is down in 11th place. Unfortunately, once again, the factory Ferraris are not having their best showing. Stahl in 11th, and unfortunately Sandro had an off that took him out of the running. Looks like VY is starting to pull it out a little bit on Banana Trolls. Thought Trolls would be closing the gap a little quicker than he is on these fresher tires. Three-second penalty for Croft. This is your closest battle on the track right now, between VY Gaming, Banana Trolls, and Croft. Kamikaze has actually lost more time to not only Killian Brady but Francis McGinn. He had the gap down to 2.3, and it is now back up to 3.3. Struggling to make the setup on his car work around this track. Working lap 16 of 33, halfway through this round 6 event. Take a look back up front to Killian Brady's McLaren Honda. And Brady possibly showing last week was a fluke, coming in 3rd. Up to that point, he had been batting 3 for 3 this year with wins and races. Hop on board with McGinn as he comes down the front stretch. Very smooth through the 1-2 complex. Nice tight line around 3. Take a look back at Kamikaze. He's on the softs compared to the hards. So, 3-second time penalty for Croft again. Multiple warnings for corner cutting. VY Gaming have a solid run back out in 4th place. Banana Trolls running 5th, the Factory Renault. Croft trying to close the gap to Banana Trolls, but he has been out on those tires for quite some time, and he's got multiple penalties now for corner cutting. Ultimately affect his overall time. And his car's starting to look a little twitchy. So he should be coming in within the next couple laps. Fastest lap now set by Killian Brady. It was set early on by Kamikaze, but Killian Brady just set one at 1:22.194. And Kamikaze has gone back into the pits. Interesting. Well, looks like he got some wing damage at some point that we must have missed. That was possibly what was affecting his time. So new wing, new tires. He'll probably be good to go to the end without any more mishaps, but he is going to drop all the way back down to the 6th position. Behind our good buddy Croft in the Scuderia Toro Rosso. And it looks like we've got a caution in Sector 3. So Kamikaze is going to be good to go. It'll be interesting to see if he can make up the time, because he's lost a lot of it now. But after last week's performance, I'm not worried. He's going to probably quickly close the gap to Croft here and start working his way back up front. And he is just about there already. Looks like Dion has headed into the pits. Like Vanderstapp back there, got a little sideways coming out of the top of the hill. And Kamikaze is going to try to go the long way round of Croft. And wheel to wheel. Nice move, Kamikaze. Picks up the 5th position, and Croft heads into the pits. So 19 laps on these tires. Finally heads in to swap them out. He'll probably come out around the 10th position, maybe 9th. Here comes Colin Higgins in the other Scuderia Toro Rosso. It looks like Croft is going to retain that position. Can Higgins get by his teammate? He's on warmer tires. Won't be long for Croft's tires to heat up. It looks like he's already started to pull the gap. Check back up now to Kamikaze. Running in the 5th position. He is closing the gap down to Banana Trolls. He is 1.5 seconds behind now. You can see Trolls just up ahead. And there is your gap back to Kamikaze. And he just set the fastest lap of 1:21.407. 0.7 of a second faster over Killian Brady's fastest lap. It looks like VY Gaming headed into the pits, and that's going to move Kamikaze up a spot to 4th. Tentatively, 3rd position held by Banana Trolls. Be nice for him to come in and get his first podium, but I don't think he's going to be able to hold off Kamikaze for the next 13 laps. Kamikaze is there. Oh, no, big wreck! Big wreck! Not a good camera angle, but big wreck. Banana Trolls torn up. Kamikaze gets his car refired and re-going. He's going to have wing damage again. And he definitely tried to make a bold move going into there. And Banana Trolls is done for the day, unfortunately. We were just talking about him running in third position. Unbelievable turn of events. That is unfortunate. Kamikaze, after setting the fastest lap, getting a little too bold, trying to make up time. All the while, Killian Brady and Francis McGinn continue to drive away, and Kamikaze's going to have to go back into the pits again. And McGinn just picked up a 3-second time penalty. That's probably going to be of non-consequence at the end of the race, considering the gaps in times. And Kamikaze is going to be in again for more tires and another wing change. And that's possibly going to be a penalty at the end of the race as well. It'll be interesting to see how that one plays out. So we're going to head back up front with Killian Brady. 15 seconds ahead of his teammate, Francis McGinn. Take a look back to third in the Mercedes of Vanderstappen, his first race out. And so far, a good showing. Ooh, little bit counter steer there. Got a little loose going into that corner. So shout out to Cameron Weston Edwards, the Crocodile, who has been pretty quiet this race. Had an eventful start heading into the first quarter. But after that, he dropped a few positions and turn of events. It seems like every few laps he's worked his way back up to fourth. Colin Higgins running a solid fifth position now. After the events of last week, it'd be nice to see him put in a good showing here. Croft, we talk a lot about today. He's been fighting for that sixth place position just about all day. And here we have Fast Cody, and right behind him is going to be Kamikaze, obviously on fresh tires and a fresh wing again. Looks like Higgins just headed into the pit. Kamikaze closing the gap now. Going to be interesting to see how the governing body wants to take a look at that incident between him and Banana Trolls. And it goes in way deep. Way deep. Big lockup in the front. Oh my, and he's out on the medium tires this time. He's going to run this to the end for sure. Easy now. Kamikaze being a little too aggressive. Definitely trying to make up for all the time that he's lost. And you look at him trying to weave back and forth, put some heat into those tires. Locks up going into the corner. So now he is going to close the gap down to Croft as he takes over the fifth position now. Big lock up heading into that corner. Oh, and they're not done. Oh, they're not done. Croft wasn't having any of that. Croft's been fighting too hard for this fifth and sixth place today. But Kamikaze has been overly aggressive a couple of times. Oh, and he is again. They bang wheels. He's trying to make it work. Wait, lad, you'll have the DRS going in. Oh, and more wing damage. Croft's going to make him go the long way around. Is it going to work? Whoa! Off goes Kamikaze, and he is done for the day. Big time wreck as he headed straight off into turn one, and that is gonna big change of events straight off. Went in too deep, locked up the front. Dunzo, dunzo, dunzo. Unbelievable. So Croft now has Vasconi, good old Andrew Heff all over the back of him now. And a lot of action has been centered around Croft all day. And he's going to try and make Hef go the long way around. Hef thinks better of it. Tries the crossover move. Can he make it stick? They cut through the grass. Come back at the top of the hill. Nice move by Andrew Hef. Oh, and Croft is off. Big time wide coming out of the corner. Just lost a bunch of time. We're going to take a look back up front here. Oh, side-by-side action. Oh, and that's going to be wing damage. This is the Crocodile and the new guy, Van der Staap, in the Mercedes, battling for the final place on the podium. He's got wing damage, I'm sure, after that contact. Big-time lockup heading into the corner. And it looks like Edwards is now starting to pull the gap a little bit on the Mercedes. It'll be interesting to see if Van der Staap can readjust his driving style to the loss of downforce, see if he can make this car work. Piping close to quarter cutting on that one. I'm sure he got a warning on that one. He's going to be DRS range headed down to the end of the front stretch here. As this race winds down, the tensions heat up. Close the gap down now, half a second within of Edwards. Oh, but he's going to lose some time. You can see the car pushing. And a 3-second time penalty now for Edwards. And we've got Francis McGinn into the pits, Croft into the pits. And this is going to be an interesting fight. The loss of downforce in the front of the Mercedes, a couple of high-speed quarters here, is going to cost him some time. I'm surprised he's been able to keep up this long with Edwards. Looks like we've got a caution in Sector 3. Possibly another off real quick. Another unbelievable race here. The action was fierce last week at Melbourne, and it hasn't laxed at all this race. So it looks like Van der Staap is now losing some ground to Edwards and Sauber. That's probably due to that wing damage. And he has lost the DRS advantage. And in the back, Vasconi, Andrew Hef, having himself a nice solid run. A little bit of an off there. And we'll take a look back up front at Killian Brady, who has been smooth and silent all day. Not much to talk about when you're 45 seconds ahead of the second place car. He's got 3 wins this year and a 3rd place. Had the points lead heading into this race, and he's going to extend on that after Kamikaze's crash heading into turn 1 a few laps ago. Take a look back at Francis McGinn. Again, he's all by himself. 45 seconds behind. Behind him is Edwards and the Sauber. That's pretty much your closest battle on the track right now is between him and the Mercedes. Ooh, 3-second time penalty for Brady. Quarter cutting. Probably not going to affect the outcome of this race. But Edwards having a solid run in 3rd. And the Mercedes is in the pits, probably to get tires and a wing change. Let's take a look. Yep, front wings coming off. New wings going on. Off he goes. And he's going to drop 1 position. Andrew Hef's going to pick up the 4th position in his Williams. Working lap 28 of 33 as this race winds down, and here comes Colin Higgins. See if he can make up some ground to Vanderstappen, the Mercedes. Higgins having a much better outing this time than he did last week at Melbourne. Right now, this is your closest battle on track. Higgins is 2.5 seconds behind. Oh, but he's had it off! He had it off! Can he save it? And there goes VY around him. Higgins just talking about how well he was doing today and pushes it wide. So now VY picks up the 6th position. And that hit drops Higgins back to 7th, and he's losing more time. So 4 laps to go. And unless I've missed something, I'm not even sure Brady has pitted. But Killian Brady is your leader. Francis McGinn in the other factory McLaren Honda is running second, 42 seconds behind. Cameron Weston Edwards, the Crocodile, running in third. Good solid run for him today. Hard fought. Andrew Heff has had a great run in the Williams. And Kamikaze has left the session. I would imagine so after his off, heading into turn 1. But Andrew Heff, back to him, running in the Williams. Great run, 4th. Vanderstappen, in his first outing with the Mercedes team this year for the SRL League, having a good solid run in 5th. And he's actually making up a little bit of time to Andrew Heff. So he can see him within eyesight, 3 seconds behind. He's on fresher tires, has a new wing. And he is cutting chunks out of 4th position. It was 3.5 seconds a sector ago, and it's going to be 2 seconds after heading into turn 1. So this is going to be an interesting battle here. And this will be for the 4th position. See Heff coming out of the corner. Look at this. Vanderstappen's got the gap down to almost a second. He might be able to get the DRS range. It'll be close going to the top of the hill. Not quite there. If he keeps up the pace, it's now down to 0.7 of a second. It'll definitely be a DRS range heading in down into the front stretch. If these guys can be patient enough to make the pass. We've seen a lot of aggression today, not a lot of drivers being patient, not really doing a good job of picking their spots where to make a pass and where not to make a pass. A lot of overzealous moves. So the slot's open. We'll see what kind of run he can get going down into turn 1. And we've got cautions in sector 2 and 3. And 3 cars out, 3-second time penalty there. Looks like that was probably Killian Brady maybe coming out of the pits. Oh, you don't have to be in this fight, McLaren. Makes quick work of trying to get around Vanderstappen, but again, overzealous moves. Vanderstappen makes the pass. Looks like Edwards was wise enough, Heff, wise enough to stay out of that mess. So the McLaren and the Mercedes, that is not a fight for position. Heff gives up the 4th place spot. So 9 cars. We started with 15 cars today. 9 left. Dion Stahl. He is running in the 9th position, just headed into the pits. And we take a look back up front with Killian Brady. He's in and out of the pits. Still has a 19-second lead, 18-second lead. Francis McGinn, all by his lonesome. Cuts that a little wide. You see here the Crocodile running in 3rd. Again, he's going to be all by his lonesome. 58 seconds back to Francis McGinn, but he's got a 6.5-second lead over Vanderstappen, the Mercedes. Vanderstappen, don't think he's got enough time. And it looks like we got a 3-second time penalty for McGinn. That's going to be of unconsequence. Andrew Heffin, the Williams, having a good outing today. VY Gaming, he's been somewhere floating between 3rd and 6th all day. Been running a really solid race in the Haas Ferrari. Yannick with a new teammate this week. After Samuel Brandt's departure from the league. You take a look back at Colin Higgins, and once again he goes a little wide, but Higgins having a much better outing this time than he did last week, where he ended up on his side after a massive crash. Higgins has run pretty good all day, considering. Crofts has had an eventful race. Hard fought for 6th there for a while. He's now 10 seconds behind Higgins. And Killian Brady sets the fastest lap with a 1:19.762. 2 seconds faster than his previous fastest lap. And then you take a look back at Dion Stahl. Looks like he's had another spin. And he is off. And he is stalled at the end of the chicane here, heading down on the turn, or turning down onto the front straightaway past pit lane. Looks like he gets back up and going again. I'm sure he'll be happy when this race is over. Kerry Kayem is in the pits along with many other drivers. Kerry Kayem, Banana Trolls at the factory Renault. Kerry Kayem had an off going into turn 1 to slam the wall. Banana Trolls was a victim of Kerry Kayem a few laps before that. Sandro had an off at the chicane at the end of the lap. Yesberger, Alexito Benarichetti, and unfortunately, fan favorite Widowmaker rounding out the top 15. So Killian Brady coming around now and easily takes the win on this one. You can see his excitement. And congratulations to Killian Brady picking up his 4th win of the year. He will definitely extend his points lead after this round. All right, there. How about that? A little love tap. So a good outing for a lot of these drivers today. A lot of good, solid runs. Unfortunately, the bottom of the order, 10th through 15th, was a lot of drama. And it started on lap 1 when one of the Salvers tried to dive bomb a whole group of cars going into turn 1. That ended in disaster. Oh, we've got a wreck after the fact. I don't know who that was. It looked like the Haas. Unfortunately, I can't switch to see who it was. Oh, yeah, there's another love tap. I love it when the AI takes over. Oh, and Brady, it's going to be put into the wall, but he's still happy. Put that finger up, buddy. Number 1. And there you have it, folks. The McLaren Hondas continue to walk away with this championship points lead. Brady out on top. Francis McGinn coming in 2nd. And a great run by Edwards in the Sauber to pick up 3rd. but Brady has been an unstoppable force this year. His really only challenger so far was Kamikaze, and he had a dreadful race today after putting on a show last week and taking everybody to school. Not so much this week. So we want to thank you guys for joining us for this week's race. Join us next time when we will be heading to Italy at Monza. That'll definitely be an interesting race. Check us out in a couple weeks' time. Check out the SRL League YouTube channel for more videos and to get caught up on all the other previous races. I'm Kamikaze Fox, signing off. We'll see you next time.